anyways.
So you are now tuned in to whatever the fuck you're tuned in to. My name is Cappy on the Great. I'm sitting here with some extraordinary young gentlemen. We just finished up half of a session, recording session for people that don't know. I have a studio. I've been working with these gentlemen for some years. And we are here talking to my guy, Tarick V, because he has an album dropping soon. How you doing, young blood?
Doing good today.
You want to introduce your peoples?
Yeah, this is my friend Brandon. I've known him most of my life.
Nice to meet y'all.
I've known this is my little brother Tyler, who was also in William George with me.
What's William George for the people that don't know?
That is what this album is about that I'm dropping. I would say it's the hardest, darkest time of my life where I really had to grow up in so many ways and learn so many new things at once. And for those of y'all who don't know, haven't heard of it, aren't from around New York area, upstate New York, William George, formerly known as George Jr., it's a place where kids that are not old enough to go to jail sometimes are old enough to go to jail but haven't committed a bad enough felony where they want to put them in jail. Just kind of go live in there for months, years.
Sound like jail to me.
Sound like jail,
prison
yeah.
to me. How old were you when you went there?
I was 14 and a half, and I got out 3 months short of 18.
Damn, so you was a badass little kid, huh? Or did you get caught up in the system for something minor? Or were you actually a bad kid? What would you say?
Nah, I could consider myself a bad kid, but I wouldn't have considered myself a bad kid until after I was already in there. I would say I was one of those kids that kind of got caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I think you had your moments like every other kid did. Like every kid experiments with making bad decisions at certain points.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn wrong from right. You know what I mean? Everybody had their moment of doing a so-called bad thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real.
And this album is so, like, it's so different than anything anyone's dropped. I know plenty of people have been in prison. I know plenty of people have been in jail. I know people have been in all types of fucked up predicaments that the system can put you in. But no one's really made a tape like this. And I think it also kind of dives into issues as far as our system with incarcerated youth. Like, it's not really looked into a lot when it comes to the justice system.
Yeah.
You got the Justice Center or whatever the fuck those people
OCFS,
are that are supposed
the
to.
laws.
Yeah, these people don't like all of these issues that happen that go on in these places that don't have any fucking cameras. They kind of just get rolled over, and they always have for years and years. And like, I don't know how it is in other states, but you know, I've known a few people from Florida that have been in. They call them gladiator school down there. They call them fucking. I don't even know the rest of the names. They have different names down there, but they, you know, other states I know have these issues, but I know in New York, upstate New York, these places like Finger Lakes OCFS, William George Agency, the Villa in Rochester, New York, Gateway, Northeast fucking something, I don't remember, the Berkshire Farms.
So
Even
let me
a
ask you a
couple.
question. Let me ask you a question. How old are you, first and foremost?
22.
22. And you were what, 14 and a half, you said, when you went into...
Yeah. 14 and a half.
So it's been a good 7.5, 8 years since then?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you spent the last half of your life or quarter of your life affected by what you went through when you were in lockup, right?
Yeah.
So how do you think that changed the trajectory of your life going in and then coming out?
Man, it's all this balance of like, fuck, I wish I didn't know about this shit. I wish this like wasn't going on. And then it's just that balance of like, I see how bad life can get and how bad it hasn't gotten, and how it's
like
a
in the
balance.
facility, like
Yeah, it's a balance. Like you learn. I don't know. As much as I regret seeing some of the things I did and doing some of the
how
things.
about you specify some of the things you did see that won't incriminate anybody?
Yeah. How about
Yeah, walk this thin line, damn it.
so I could tell you my first fucking week, dude. I seen at least 3, and I know they do what's called TCI restraints, where they train you TCI, but I've seen at least 3 restraints that definitely were not TCI restraints within the first few days that I was there, and I've seen. I know my first day, I seen a kid get jumped over a cup of fucking apple juice.
So would you say it's fair to say that the staff, in your opinion, like you're young, you're walking into this fresh new situation, you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen,
Yeah.
and then as soon as you get in there, you see staff like fucking a kid up.
Yeah.
So that shit had to like rock your brain to a degree.
Yeah, so I didn't think that they could really fuck us up. So
Yeah.
when I seen the first time I seen a kid getting fucked up, I really just heard it.
Damn.
And I heard about it. So I assumed that it wasn't, and I'd already been in situations that are violent before then. I know what that, I know that that type of environment, I guess I should say. So I really didn't think that I was at a place like that with adults that are supposedly being monitored by their supervisors, that are, at a place where, I'm in a, they'd consider a residential facility.
Damn.
Even though we were locked in.
They even had cameras in some units, but they had
Our
cells.
unit didn't.
They had hidden cells.
He was
do you
in the
mean they
same
had
unit
hidden
as
cells?
us.
In every unit, they had hidden cells, like behind a corner somewhere that a camera would not see.
Oh shit, they
We
was
had
plotting.
we had blue rooms and we had basements that we didn't go to unless they needed to put us in a cell down there. And that was for some units. Like there was a female unit like that. I was in a unit like that. I was in the basement of it for over a month.
So let's backtrack a little bit. So you guys actually met at this facility?
Yeah.
What was the name of it again?
The William George Agency.
So you guys met at the facility. How the fuck was that? Like, how did you hit
He
it
didn't
off?
like me at first.
HIPAA violations.
So
I don't give a fuck. They did more. They violated us way more than HIPAA in there, bro. I really don't give a fuck.
Damn.
So I got there when I was 14 too, and by that time he was 16. You know what I mean? And it's my first day. He come up to the, so they were split off in the wings. There's A wing, C wing, and B wing. We were on A and B, and then the C wing was for like whoever ran the place and for like staff and
Manager's
whatever.
office, director's office, and then they had a kitchen for the staff with a fridge they can put their lunches in and shit.
Yeah. And he came up to the door knocking on it, and I look up, and dude, it's like electromagnetically locked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With 3,000 pounds of force. And it's my first day. I'm not thinking like, and I was just in max secure for 2 months, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, I can't just ask somebody to open a door and let this kid in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Was it your door or was it just
It was a wing door.
it was the door
Oh.
to the.
So you was trying to get in somewhere you probably shouldn't have been trying to go?
No. He was.
I shouldn't have been on B wing. I was from A wing.
Hold that mic to your. I don't even want to say it because y'all be on some crazy shit.
I was on A wing,
Yeah.
and I was out in the what they call like the commissary room.
Yeah.
It's just if you were good, if you had the right level, good enough behavior, you could be in this middle area where the wings connect. And his wing door was shut because the staff had it shut, just kept it closed with their little badge.
Yeah.
And I was trying to, I don't remember what I needed the door open for. I was trying to ask the CO something, and I'm tapping on the door, and this goofy little motherfucker's just sitting here, just giving me goofy ass looks.
Looking
I'm
at
like,
you.
yo, I was like, yo, get lumber, and he's just staring.
I wasn't even
And
trying to be like that.
I was like, I'll fuck you up or whatever, dumb
Yo.
shit through the fucking
Yeah.
door. It was just you.
So
we
let me
we
ask
talked
you a
about
question.
it later. No.
So, for the people that don't know us, have never met us, have never been introduced, what is the title of your album? And let them know why you titled it that.
It's called Grab the Cutter, because sometimes you gotta grab the cutter
And stab your mother.
with a plastic butter knife. We just rhymed everything that we just said, and I know
Yo.
y'all don't.
This is what they do.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what you expect on the album, though. This shit is hard hip hop. This shit is like real guttery. And
ain't no auto tune on it.
no, none
None
of that. I'm sorry, I can't do none of that. I keep this shit. I'm keeping this whole album like really conceptual, based on William George, based on things I've learned, what I went through, a real fucking achievement that I've made in life, just getting through there, and I'm keeping that shit a buck. I'm not gonna say that everything that I've mentioned in there seeing happen to me, but it's definitely shit that I've seen happen. And no,
Is it fair to say that because I always tell people this shit too, like I believe music is therapy, right?
Yeah.
So it allows you to get off the thoughts that are in your head, and imagine if you weren't able to get those thoughts out of your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is though in there. When you're sitting in there writing rhymes, you can write your message down, but it ain't getting out until you get out of there.
Yeah.
I had to wait a long fucking time.
You had a shoebox of a lot of old raps before too. I remember there's a lot of good stuff, and it was all original from when he was writing from when he was younger.
Oh, you
dude.
had older shit. That
Yeah,
he
and
did?
one of our
yeah.
staff stole it. We were
Yeah,
at
it was tossing
Oh
our
shit!
own.
Somebody
So we
running
had-
around. With
We
your
had
rap.
school as a separate building.
Pull that mic closer to you.
Yeah.
They selling your shit right now on
Yeah,
eBay or
these
something.
motherfuckers would just walk in your room and toss your shit. Straight toss your shit, bro. So they don't give a fuck. They'll rip they'll rip your fucking family's pictures off the wall. They'll kick your shit over. They'll toss it.
What would
There's
they
not
do
a
shit
lot.
like that for? Would it be like
Just for room searches or anything like that. So
They'll throw everything apart, and then you got to clean it up.
yeah, so they're allowed to. It's kind of like if a cop, like, from what I've heard in this state, like cop can just pull you over, flip your whole vehicle upside
Yeah.
down, looking for some shit, and just leave you on the side of the highway. All right,
Yeah, that sounds.
it's
fucked
the
up,
same
man.
kind of way. So the staff would always do that during room searches, shit like that. And at one point, I had my shit searched while we were at the school building.
Mm.
So while we're in the school unit, I had my shit searched. Everybody
Was
did.
it like a random search, or did you do something?
Just
to,
a random search. They're always looking for contraband. They're always looking for pills,
Yeah.
chewing tobacco, like even lighters, cigarettes.
So if you don't mind me asking, what was it that led you guys to being in the facility? You don't have to say it; it's your personal business. But
I'll say my charge.
what was it?
I attempted murder when I was 14.
Damn.
When I first went in, before I even got into William George, though, when I did 3 weeks in Bath Glovehouse
Yeah.
Detention Center,
Yeah.
it got dropped down to a JD charge when I took the plea
What
deal.
does that mean, JD?
Juvenile
Oh,
delinquent. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's like getting a YO
Yeah.
for something. Okay.
And even as a 14-year-old, I still didn't fully understand how the court system
Yeah.
worked and like what exactly was gonna happen to me. I just knew I'm going where I'm going.
I can relate.
They're gonna put you where they're gonna put you.
Yeah. So what about you?
You learn that.
What was it that you don't have to say it, but I'm gonna ask. What was it that led you to go into William George? Did you hurt somebody? Steal something? You rob something?
I had over 60 convictions by the time I was 13.
What the fuck was you doing?
I stole 3 cars. I had gun charges,
Where my keys at?
and
Where my motherfucking keys?
but let me get it straight. Like I'm not one of them street thugs. I don't
Yeah.
carry a gun everywhere. I
Yeah.
don't got no fucking AR-15 with a
Yeah.
switch or a dick on it or whatever that dumb shit.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I was around people that did for a while.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And but
And
I don't
that's
know,
just
I
how
didn't
you
have
say
m-
that's how you grew up type shit, like the environment you were in.
I didn't grow up around guns and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I definitely wasn't like much better than that lifestyle.
I
You
guess
know what I mean?
the reason why I'm asking you
But-
to, and we're gonna get to you, Brandon. You're not
Oh,
gonna get
boy,
out.
oh,
You ain't gonna
boy.
get out scot free. So naturally, my mind wants to connect the two of you, right?
Yeah.
So you meet in the facility, right? You come from a attempted murder, drop down. You come from you stealing cars, probably all type of other shit. So what was it that made you two connect and become homies to the point that many years later, now you're in the studio together doing work.
Dude, we were in the same hell.
Yeah.
We were in the same hell, fighting some of the same thoughts that, I don't know, dude. I think most people don't really understand what it's like to have a thought really be your lifeline.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a thought, something as simple as a thought
for real.
is your lifeline. And it's, I don't know, don't get much simpler put than that.
That's deep, man.
Paradigm
sitting on a-
manifestations.
Just sitting in a box, dude, and you're just like, I don't know. Like sometimes I'd rather like not have a window rather than have a thick, heavy cage screen
Yeah.
that I can barely see out of, dude.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like a fucked up
So
tease.
yeah, instead
Yeah.
of bars in our rooms, we had iron side screens, or
I don't-
sight screens, or sight screens, whatever. It's an
Yeah, I don't-
iron, like small, like woven screen.
So you can like mesh type shit? Or?
Yeah, it's like a mesh. Like,
but it
you
was like
can't-
it was like kind of thick wire.
you would need like a
You know what I
really,
mean?
really, really like tough, like I feel like wire cutter in order to cut this.
Could you see outside of it somewhat or?
Kind of.
Somewhat.
That's
It's
fucked
like
up.
looking. It's, imagine, you're looking through a really thin. It's like a fence pattern,
Yeah.
but very, very small.
Hmm.
So it's like it's more.
And the wire is thicker than a fence. It's not no aluminum, tin based metal. It's
That
like,
shit is built to keep your
yeah,
ass
dude.
in
I
there.
tried to pop it
Yeah.
open with the screwdriver. I got
See?
a screwdriver.
He
And I couldn't, dude. I AWOL'd once. I pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah.
I ran away, stole 2 cars. I was running through cars for a whole night.
Damn.
I made $1,000. I crashed a car.
If you had to define yourself when you were younger, as opposed to how you would define yourself now, how would you define your younger self?
Man,
Like really?
real ignorant. Just not like real unexposed.
Mm.
Real unexposed, real ignorant.
Most people can't admit that.
Yeah, that's deep. Got to be real
I
self-aware.
mean that just saying that alone, I guess, doesn't really feel like it's specified towards me. I guess that could be everybody, but just looking back, I know that I really just didn't even know there's a whole side of this world that exists,
Yeah.
and that's for kids and that's for adults. There's this side of the world where 4 dudes can, turn on a camera, do a live stream, hang out and talk, and then there's a world where 4 dudes are sitting separately in a cell.
Yeah.
Every time I drive past the jail, dude, I think about that shit.
Yeah.
I can't drive past the jail without looking at it and thinking, damn, there's mad.
You
people
got to
in
be
there.
kind of like insane to go through, because that is a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Even if you did something to put yourself there, you got to be almost insane to not have like a traumatic connection to it. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that was cool. This was the shit. Oh, like nah. When I go and when I see barbed wire and fences and shit like that, that shit does not make me
Yeah.
feel good. I'm
Like
not
you
the
have
anxious
a
type.
stronger
but
sense of sympathy for that type of stuff.
like, yo, if I go in here, I might not get out. Literally, the first time I walked in McCormick, I don't know where it came from, because it wasn't like a rational thought, but it was like, damn, I'm volunteering to walk back in a barbed wire fence that is locked.
Yeah.
I've never done that before. You know what I'm saying?
And when that door shuts behind you, you kind of remember that feeling of hearing when it shut behind
Yes.
you, and you're like, yo,
Yes.
like that feeling of when the door is shut behind you and you're locked in. Like,
That's exactly
it's a feeling, bro. It's a feeling you're not good. You don't know exists.
But I can say one thing. Now that I've gone through the process mad times since I first started doing that at the facility, now it feels great walking out of there, because I know I'm getting out that
Yeah.
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I bet.
Like, God damn. So, Brandon, let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Were you at William George too?
No, I was not.
So how did you 3 come to know each other?
I knew Tarick, and Tarick eventually introduced me to Tyler, but I knew Tarick from elementary school.
Dope. Was you bad in elementary school?
I wouldn't say I was bad. We was just little kids.
He looked
Little
like the type
kids
to
getting
plead
in
the fifth.
trouble. Little kids
yeah.
getting in trouble.
Yo,
I had to have his back a couple times,
that's dope. So you guys you 2 basically grew up together, and now all 3 of you guys are peoples. Isn't that crazy how, like one can help to meet the next, and then you become a group, and different walks of life? Because you live, what, 2 hours away, Tyler?
Right.
How often do you come down here? Just
Well, I'm broke as fuck, so my boy picks me up.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah, I don't even got a license yet, but I do get that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I come. It was more often before, but I don't know. People got things to pay for.
I feel you.
Got things to do.
So Brandon has been around for a lot of your Tarick, your music journey, right? Damn near from the beginning, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So
From the beginning. Before
how would
the
you
beginning.
define his artistry, or like, not just because it's your boy, right? Like, if you had to really define what his music is, how it's relatable, how would you do that?
I guess I don't really understand, but I mean, I can say, like, just growing up listening to him start making music and getting into it, it wasn't as good as first, but I knew he was gonna get good. You know what I mean? And I just kept encouraging him on. And eventually he got to the point where I was like, bro, and he sometimes doesn't even get it, like, that he's that good, but I was like, bro, some of this
I've
stuff
said
he
shit
be
to him
doing.
before, like, and he probably understood what I was trying to say, but in the back of my mind, I'd be like, he don't realize why I said the shit I said. Because I'm not just trying to gas him up, but I think he's one of the dopest artists I ever worked with. You know what I mean?
For sure.
He a little slow sometimes, but he's slow fast.
Right.
Smart as a motherfucker. That's dope, though, that you guys can be there and ride out with each other and support each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How would you define his music, and how would you define Manic T's music? Because he's a dope artist, too, and I've seen him come up under you.
My bad.
Nah, do your thing. I talk a lot, so sometimes you got to check me. Shit.
I'm going to begin saying... Dude, like half of the way I rap, what it sounds like, how I can rap, like multi-syllabic rhymes. The reason I even know that term is because of him. He got me into, like, I kind of came under him, you know what
smart,
I mean?
ain't he? He motherfucker taught me mad shit since we've been recording. Like,
Dude, we talk all the time, and just like a 10-minute conversation. I just learned more than 2 hours in school.
all you guys are a smart group, like, and maybe it would take for you to sit amongst the opposite type of group to understand that. But you see, I work with mad different people. You guys are so fucking young, but we have some dope ass conversations. Yeah, y'all a little crazy sometimes, but aren't we all? But you guys are highly intelligent, man. So that shit is real intriguing to me.
I mean, since we started recording here,
Yeah.
it's like 3 years ago.
You can tell
We're
we've
still young
definitely
as
a lot
fuck,
smarter
but
than
still.
Shit, how old was y'all when you first started coming here? Like fucking 10?
I was
16, 17.
18.
Dude, I tried to
Maybe it
record
was
the
He
18.
first
was
song.
he was 16.
Tyler was like 10.
I wasn't even shit.
He
Well,
still
He's
is
still
10.
10.
He's supposed to be in the house.
When's your curfew again?
Yeah. Wow. So why don't you tell the people something about your project? Grab the Cutter.
Grab the cutter. Sometimes you gotta grab the cutter. I guess this music, this whole tape is for anybody who feels like they can relate. As far as, like, if you've been in jail, you've been in prison, or even you've been somewhere like I was at as a kid, juvie, or even a max facility where the same kind of things go down in max secure facilities. Some people have heard about McCormick. Some people have heard about Hillbrook.
I don't mean to cut you off, but do you think anybody in a abusive, like a domestic thing at home could relate to anything in this album? Like anybody?
I mean, sure. Like,
Say you gotta come home from school and your drunk dad's whooping your ass. You think anybody?
That's dope.
A lot of people that go to those places are from places like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It carries the same
real,
type
man.
of anger.
Like, even if you can't relate to it and it's not for you, like, anybody's gonna hear this shit and anybody could like it anyway. I've noticed, just like, since I've been making music for so many years now, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I've just been noticing how the market's going and what everybody tends to gravitate to. You see the newer artists now that are making all this trap music, whether it's like, the version of drill they got going on in Jacksonville that everyone's kind of like.
How do you feel about that type of music?
You know, I like some of it. I don't like some of it.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got the New York drill. You got the Chicago drill. You got all these different types of drill, UK grime beats, and everyone's rapping about this hard shit about like whether they're shooting somebody or they're trapping, slang, whatever. I didn't do any of that. You know, I'm not from the fucking hood. I mean, some people would say I'm from Elmira, New
Yeah.
York. You know, I don't think it's that bad here, but
Yeah.
you know, some people, you know,
Yeah.
we got our shootings here. You know,
Yeah.
things happen around
Yeah.
here.
It's like
but
anywhere else, but
I
a
wasn't
lot
part
worse
of none of
places,
that.
you know what I
I've
mean?
never been part of that shooting up shit. I've never been part of that, like, you know, trapping hard drugs or any of that. But I got my hard shit. You know, I got my shit that I can my story that's different that I don't need to cap about. I don't need to lie about. And I think I can. The way that I did it right. I did
how
it
did you
right.
do it?
I did it hard.
Like, what is it? What is your content that you're talking about in your music?
I'm talking about the abuse that I see. I'm talking about fucking somebody up in a cell, being in a situation where you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen because you might just really be scared. You might really. It's them type of situations where you have a choice to be a pussy and take your chances, or be like that and take your chances. Be who you want to be, the superhero. You know.
It's like you gotta step it up. Like, it's almost like you have no choice. Either you step it up or come pray, huh?
Yeah. I'm try to really capture what I felt in them few years into this album.
How many songs you gonna put on the project?
Man, I just finished up. I got one more I'm about to record after this, but I just finished up the last couple. I got Tyler doing a dub. He remixed my Bloodstained song that's been out for a year now. Did it way better than I did. So glad that he did, by the way. And
Yeah, I used your flows half the time.
no, he didn't. He did not use my. Y'all gotta check this song out.
I was flow jacking.
Y'all know what I
Sounds
don't
like he
even.
paying homage. He paying
Yeah.
homage, but it don't sound like you use this flow though.
No?
I mean, you guys kind of sound similar here and there, but it doesn't. It sounds like it was you doing your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's some of it, but I think I used this flow like once or twice. We'll run it back. We'll see later.
Y'all
We'll
should
see
do a
later.
whole group album, man, because you guys complement each other really well. You know what I mean? Brandon, you got to come out the woodwork, man.
Brandon gonna be in the background with his shirt off playing maracas.
Yo. Oh, so who would you who would you compare yourself to as far as like notable artists in the game, if anybody?
Man, I can't compare myself to anybody lyrically on anymore. I don't think
You say
anymore. Like anymore. Like I feel like I'm so much unique. I'm so unique now. If I was to put myself in like a little group, I'd put myself in with Tech 9.
So you kind of think you broke out of that shell of looking for an influence? Not looking, but having an influence?
Yeah, I used to make music where I would hear somebody that I liked, and I would just completely do exactly what they were doing, but trying to do it better in my way.
Which you usually did.
Yeah, so I usually did. But now I feel like I am my own. This album is like different than this is like what I'm doing now.
What helped you to find you?
Man, my story, I guess. I picked the sounds that fit the tone of what I was talking about. And then I kind of made my style that way. It took years, but like it's just a lot of creating and destroying. A lot of creating, destroying, scratching it out, starting again. And I've definitely fit the right sounds, the right tones for what it is that I have to say and what it is that I'm making.
Deep. What do you think people are going to get from your project after listening to it from front to back?
Probably the same thing they get from listening to any music they like. You know, there's like, you know, we listen to this aggressive, hard drill or whatever music. We listen to this shit to make to give us that energy. I feel that to set us at that frequency. You know, I think that's all that kind of music really is. But I think the most that anyone's gonna get out of it is just to, oh shit, you heard what he said. You heard what he said.
Enjoy it. Just
You know,
enjoy.
you know, what else? I'm not really getting too philosophical on this album. You know, the conceptuality of it is just about being locked up as a kid.
That's deep, man. Sounds like you're giving up a lot. You know what I mean? Like a lot of your personal story.
Oh yeah,
feelings.
yeah. So it took me a while to want to do it this way, but this is what I think. Out of anything that I've done that's gonna get pushed out there and actually go somewhere, this is what I think will succeed and prosper, at least in some way. There's no way it can't.
What's your favorite song that you've ever created, even if it's not on this project?
I don't even. That would take me forever to probably figure out. But I guess for right now, I'll say it's definitely one on this album. Probably What You Know.
So we're gonna play a game. We're gonna play a game. We're gonna play a game.
Pick me. Pick me.
Brandon, tell us one short story about you and Tarick. Something that would help the people that don't know him better understand who he is.
Oh man, you
Funny.
better choose
Just
wisely.
no incriminations, but
I got so much. Hold on. Let me think.
You're gonna find out I'm a whole fucking goofball in real life.
Nah.
It's not gonna.
Tarick's just really, he's an outgoing dude. He'd give you the shirt off his back if he could, before, even if he needed it.
that's dope, man. Special. I fucked with him since I first met him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it was about his little smart. He was smart as a mo. He's smart, right? That shit stuck out to me super quick. Like, this motherfucker must be reading a lot or absorbing knowledge from somewhere.
And just based on every word he says, and like I don't know what he's focused on. He's not wasting time thinking
Yeah.
about like I don't know whatever you can waste time thinking about. I guess.
Yeah.
He just focus on the right things. You know what I mean?
I hope people get a chance to check out your project because it's been fun working on it.
Yeah.
Working with you, period, with all you guys. And, you know, I can co-sign you 100%. Like, you're one of the dopest artists I've ever worked with. Bars is there, always in pocket. And if you're not, you working until that shit is right. You know what I'm saying? I don't think many people could fuck with you. Not even on like okay, I'm better. It's just that you stand in a league that encompasses a short few. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People can't. You know, you can hop in there and do a drill joint if you want, right? You can hop in there and get on auto tune if you want.
Yeah.
That'll be fun and easy, right?
You even have some melodic songs from a few years back.
Yeah, I used to dabble with everything. Like I said, I was trying to find my style.
Even Alien Part 2, one of your recent songs, that one's a little melodic. I like that song.
I do too. That's a good one to listen to.
Chemo is that song.
Yeah, that one was a good one too.
You got so many damn songs. It's like you'd have to sit and think about that shit. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean on my Spotify there's less than 15,
Yeah.
but nah, we used to have days here to record like
Build
we just do 10 songs
Mm-hmm.
in a day.
So Manic T, how about you tell us a story? And yes, you make me nervous. So take your time and think about the story you're gonna tell about you, Tarick, and Brandon, if he doesn't mind you incriminating
All
him.
three of us.
Oh
no,
nah,
no.
this is where you
This
making
is
him
good as
nervous.
incriminated.
Cut this part out. I
Let's
thought
not
we
do
already
that.
cut this part out.
He said, "Let's cut this
Yeah.
part out." He
We
said,
already did.
We already
We
cut
started
this part
over.
out.
We started over.
All right. Oh man,
Give us a
Both
story,
of y'all.
funny story,
All right.
serious story, anything.
man, we went to a Tech Nine concert last year.
Word? You didn't tell me you went to
We
a Tech
went
9
to,
concert, did you?
Yeah, we seen him. We drove to Cleveland.
Yeah. Yo, dude.
This is incriminating.
Dude, we took our shirts off. We had a little mosh pit. He got his head split open. He was bleeding down his
You didn't
face.
tell me that shit, bro.
Dude, we had
Man, I
bitches
had
on
fun.
we had bitches on the balcony, pull their shirts off, throwing money on us. And I swear to God, dude, I grabbed a hand. I was running around grabbing money, and I split it in half. I ran up to him, gave him half the stack, and I just grabbed him, threw him back in the mods. Fuck you, and ran
You
away.
threw the money back in?
No, I handed half my stack
shit.
to him, and I threw him back in the mods and kept doing
I'm
my
broke.
thing.
I was like, damn, he ain't
That
throw
shit
the
was
money
fun.
back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit was mad fun.
Damn, y'all be experiencing life.
Tyler,
Who's throwing the money in?
Just some bitches with no
random
bras on
Yeah,
it.
just
They threw
taking
their
it.
bras, they threw their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respected you. I was trying to get that
Oh.
motherfucking money like later.
It
It was pretty
Listen,
cool.
Bitches paying me.
Brandon, I seen your face. I'm gonna leave it at that. He said it was
I
pretty
mean-
cool.
I
I'm gonna leave it at that. Yo. So is there anything that you guys want to say to the people? I always remind people that, we don't know who's gonna see this, and they don't know us from Adam. You know what I mean? So what would you want the people to know about yourselves?
Hold on, I got something to say.
Yeah.
If they want to hear Tarick's more music that's not on SoundCloud,
Dope.
start liking all of his YouTube music.
Yeah.
And get him to let me leak all of his music on SoundCloud.
Yo.
Hey, yo, that's gonna be $20. Nah, it'll probably be like more than that. But he might leak him.
We'll figure it out.
Gotta get to it, man. We're gonna wrap it up with that. You guys can say peace to the people. I appreciate y'all sitting down, taking a break in the session.
Hey, it's our first podcast. You better cut us some slack.
Yo, we had fun. We just kicked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Better grab that cutter and cut us some slack, boy.
Yo, see, that's how they be on it. Rapping, rhyming all day. Real artists. Y'all tune in to that Grab the Cutter, man. It'll be available soon. Tarick V. Say
Know what
peace,
it
fellas.
is.